Hey guys, as you can see, I finally got my benchmade model 42 back from benchmade, and they repaired everything I wanted them to. It looks really good, and I'm gonna save the knife for another minute or so. Yeah, I did send this in May 7th, and I got it back June 7th, so it took exactly a month before I got it back, which that was kind of disappointing, but they were back ordered on new blades, so I had to wait for that. But it looks amazing, so I can't complain too much. So I finally got it, worth every second of it, worth every dollar I spent. Yeah, I just sent in this little box, packed it with these, right on top of this, and I bought this separately. I just have it here for the review coming up in the second half of the video. So let's get started. And if you saw my part 1, you will see all the defects. I'll have a link on the screen for that. And it has everything in it for why I sent it in.
Bumpy,
but this is their warranty box.
I'm gonna get a blade replacement if they have any in, which I hope they do. But yeah, right there.
I think it's really cool looking. I love having the box for it. Let me get that closed real quick. Oh, screw it, it's not gonna close. Okay, well, yeah. If you saw the other video, you would have noticed I had a screw missing here, or maybe I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the bottom one. And somebody lost the screw and soldered over it, so it was like a flat piece of metal there, and I just thought it looked bad. It also caused the latch to stick a lot on the sides. There are a couple nicks on the handles, but I got completely new handles, new latch, new blade, new washers, new spring. It's a completely new knife now. It's really nice. So perfect handles, perfect blade. I did just get done Loctiting it and lubricating it, so it's a little messy from that. I just did like a few seconds ago. But as you noticed on my last blade, it was all beat up. There was so many nicks in it, and it was kind of like chunks taken out in here almost. It was really bumpy, but perfect. No scratches. And actually, since the last one was 440C, is one of the original spring latched BM42s. This is 154 cm, and on the last one it was flat across the top here, and now this one has that little loop up top. So that's another way to tell if it's newer compared to the old ones. But there it is, got it back, and now I'm going to get ready for the review half of the video, so thanks for watching this part. Get ready for the review. Okay guys, here's the second half of my video for the review of the benchmade model 42. And this is the latest version now. Right before they went out of production. That's the model I have now since I get all the repairs. Sorry, my phone's going off. So, brand new looking. Just lubricated it, Loctited it. But let's start with the box. Since I did buy this used, I did not get a box with it or the sheath. I had to buy the sheath separately. It is the original 42 sheath. Got it from benchmade for $10. And this is the warranty box. I got back with it after they fixed it. So I'm just going to start using this as my 42 box. Normally they would come with the blue class box. Looks just like it but blue. So I think this is cooler looking anyway. In the sheath, it's a really nice sheath. I actually do use this to carry my knife in. It's a lot thicker feeling than you would think. It's almost kind of cushiony. It fits perfectly inside there. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's like a tight fit. It just fits right in there. It's very nice. You can do it horizontally or vertically for around your belt. And I do wear it a lot, so the wording's kind of faded, but hey, can't complain. It's really nice. And in my next video I plan on doing, I'm going to compare the 42 to the fake 42. Hopefully so you guys can tell the difference when you're looking for a real one. You don't want to get scammed. Or you just, if you're looking for a fake one, you want to know what price to pay. And just to know it's a real sheath, it'll be blue. If the lettering is white, then it's a fake 42. So I'll say that in the next video. So, 42. So I'm just going to start with the spring latch. It's my favorite part of the 42. Let's just look at it right here. Oh, how cool is that? And it is brand new still, so it actually likes to stick a little bit. It's not broken in very much, but straight up. Pull it over the side, right back. It's the best spring latch on a BaliSong I've ever seen. Very nice. Works every time. And the locking. You can see right here, or I hope you can see, that it's kind of like indented, a little circle on the handle. It's on both sides of the safe handle. And that's because the end of the latch is like a little ball almost. It's kind of rounded out. And it fits right in there just perfectly. Locks right in. And when you squeeze it, it loosens the top of it so it's not in the indent. And it just flies out. But I love it. You're flipping. It stays straight the whole time. It's just one of my favorite features for this knife. But that's about all I can say about that. Here's the bottom of it if you want to see that. Hopefully it'll focus on it. Blade play. It's actually really tight. Not quite as tight as my Chimera, but very close. That's where I stop, or where it gets stopped when I'm pushing on it. So there's the blade play for being opened. And for being closed, it's not much of a difference. It almost feels looser, but I think it's just easier to push when it's closed. But that's the blade play on it. Really tight, really nice for flipping. Definitely the quietest BaliSong I've ever flipped. The only noise it makes when you're flipping is when the handles hit or the blade hits inside. Which it's just this part right here that hits the inside of the handle, since it's full channel handles. Really nice. I prefer that over sandwich style, which is where you can see straight through the handles. But yeah, when you're closing it, this little, I'm not sure what to call that actually, but that is what stops the blade from coming in contact with the inside of the handle. But I don't know, I love this knife. And original spring latched 42s, they were 440C blade material. This is newer, so it's 154 cm, which not a big difference, but I do think it's a little shinier looking, a little nicer quality, but not a big difference. And also, like I showed you earlier, the 154 cm, I don't know if it's all the 154 cms or just the new ones for this model, but it's got this up here on top. I'm not sure why. I think it has something to do with closing the blade into the handle for stopping it from hitting too much of the blade. But made in USA, benchmade, very good. It's got the BaliSong butterfly benchmade up here. 42. I don't know how well you can see that on this camera, but hopefully you can. I'm sitting right beside my camera. I can't really see what it's picking up too well. Tang pin. Very sturdy, very rounded, very nice looking. I have heard of somebody having problems with them before, like they would come out. Obviously mine's still new, but the one I had before this, it was an old one and it was perfectly fine. But that's not much to say for the Tang pin. It's just, if you can see that, that's what it looks like. Just get a look at the handles here. Very nice handles. When you hold it, it's almost like it's got a texture to it, like you feel the little lines on it. I don't know how well to explain that if you've never held one, but if you've held one, you'll know. These are the newer handles too, so I don't think it's the old ones. My last one did not have that, but I just think it feels really nice. They are made out of titanium, very light, very great for flipping, helps for speed, for fast flipping. It's just much easier to manipulate, and you don't have to use as much hand muscles for your fingers. It just flows right into the tricks. Great flipper. Definitely cut out well up here where the Tang pin closes in on it. Fits perfectly. Love it. The screws are different sizes. Latch screws are slightly smaller than the top of the handle screws, like 2 sizes I think, but I do have both screwdrivers for those. So, and I do think they're on the wrong sides when they send it back to me. I can't get them out because they're a press fit, I think. Because I think they're supposed to be facing the same way. Like that's the screw, and that's where the top side screws in. So they're on opposite sides. It's a little weird, but you know, not a big deal. It doesn't bother me that much. But, and you can see the spring inside. If you don't know how that works, it is a little spring. There's a little rod going through here on the inside of the handle. That the top of the top of the spring is wrapped around, and the other half, there's a rod going through the latch itself, and the other half of the spring, where is this, is at the end of the latch, and it's a very tight spring, and that's how that works. Also, if your spring was ever to break, go bad, there is a latch gate right there. I do love it when knives come with that T-latch or spring latch, just because I think it looks nice. And that would stop the latch from coming in contact with the blade. Doesn't mean it won't hit the handle if anything ever messed up, but definitely won't hurt your blade. It's really nice. This is a Weehawk style blade. That's what this is up here. Apparently that's supposed to be in case you want to sharpen this top half, but I definitely would not. Definitely make tricks a lot harder to do, a lot more uncomfortable. Not saying it wouldn't look cool, but I would never do it. But I do think it's a really nice looking blade. Definitely different than most other ones you see out there. I hope I'm covering everything. Like I said, great sheath. I know a lot of people don't use them, but I use mine. Very comfortable, very durable. Great price for it. I do think I'm going to lubricate this again because the handle's kind of sticking up here. Maybe I'll just loosen the screw. I did just get done doing all that stuff to it. But the holes are all really nice, skeletonized handles, very even, very little imperfect circles. Like I think there's like 2 of them on here that are got a little bump on them, but they're very nice. Full channel handles, like I said, that just means it's one piece of metal drilled out, hollowed out in here. So one solid piece, don't have to worry about that falling apart. Tang pin 42. Oh, another thing, very sharp, comes very sharp from benchmade. Not the best if you're new to flipping. I'm still kind of average. So I did cut my knuckle yesterday when I got it. I was so used to having my fake 42 for a while. It's twice as heavy as this, and I was going for a wrist pass, and I gave it more of a jerking motion than I needed to for such a light knife, and just smacked it straight into my knuckle. But that's how sharp it is. It's the cardboard box it came in. Did put a little pressure on it, but that's a smooth cut. So you can see you have an idea of how sharp it is. So great knife. If you have any questions, feel very free to comment, private message me, and definitely like the video if you love Benchmade Model 42. If you're jealous, I'm sorry. I was so jealous of every review I watched until I had mine. I got so lucky when I found it. It was just in a pawn shop. Very cheap price. I got it for $190. I live in Indiana and I drove to Kentucky for it because I saw it online. I didn't want to have to deal with the mail. So I got it for $190. Had its defects you saw in the last video, and it was $100 for new handle replacements, $25 for a new blade, and $5 for shipping. So another $130 on top of that for basically a whole new knife. So overall, I probably paid what a brand new one would have been before they went out of stock or discontinued. But worth every penny. I love this knife. Best flipper I've ever dealt with, ever seen. I know a lot of people want to argue, but that's opinions, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to argue with them. They like their knives, I like mine. But unless I handle one better, definitely my favorite knife. Good weight, perfect length, great latch. Like I said, one of my favorite things about this knife. Put that on any other knife, it'd make it twice as good. But I hope you liked my video. Sorry if I rambled on too much. I hope you saw everything you wanted to see. Any questions, feel free to contact me. And now that I do have this back, I will be doing a lot more tutorials. So also leave me any ideas you want for tricks you want to learn. But thanks again for watching.